Come on, men. Let's get to it. Let's get that product on the shelves, displays, in the aisles, billboards, on the highways and byways, and we can win this battle.
All right, so the boys are in action today against the Penguins. You might hear still a semi-echo, guys. That's going to die out because I'm going to be padding the walls eventually and stuff. But once I got the curtains up, which I don't have yet, that's why you see a bit of a glare here. The sound barrier will get better with the video, so I'm not really worried now. It's carpeted, everything's laid out, it's good. Tonight, guys, okay, there's some concerns going in for me. Not the way the kids played last game, not at all. I mean, guys are rolling. We got Middlestat to worry about, we have Okposo to worry about, and we have Olofsson to worry about. These guys are doing nothing, okay? They're doing nothing. They're not scoring, and it's starting to wear me down as a fan because these guys are making money. None of them are making entry level. They're all making money. You know, Olofsson's making 4.75, Okposo's making 6. And people saying, well, Okposo's not making 6 anymore. It doesn't matter. It's 6 against the cap. Wake up. You know, that's all that matters. It's the cap number. I don't care about the cash number. Give a damn about that. And then you got the other one, Middlestat, guys, who last game, I think he was a -2. He had no points, and we scored 9 goals. So I don't know. I don't care how much we like these guys off the ice. We got to win on the ice. And when you have like a bunch of guys right now doing squat, like, you know, like ever since we given Okposo the captain, he's had probably the worst start ever as a Sabre. You know, he's had 1 goal and it's an empty netter. I mean, people say he's not there to score goals. Well, give me a break, please. This is the era where you're here to score goals. We're here to score goals. Everybody's here to score goals. You know, I mean, if you're going to talk about Samuelsson, different story, guys like that. But when you're a forward, and, you know, when we signed him to that big deal, we had the intent that he's going to probably be a 30-goal guy, which was a real terrible contract. And I don't want the last year of this contract to really suck. But I'll tell you what, I wouldn't sign him next year. I just wouldn't. Because the truth is, Kyle Okposo's kind of washed up at this point. I don't think he's going to even get 15 goals this year the way he looks. He looks slow out there. He doesn't really, I know he hustles, and I get it, but so what? Who cares? I mean, if you want to be, you don't want to have him because he's a nice guy and he's a leader and all this. We got leaders. We don't need guys that lead that can't score. You have to lead by example too, not just by how you are off the ice. What are you doing on the ice? How do I emulate a guy that got 1 goal and it's an empty netter? How do I look up to that? Please tell me. Because, you know, even back in the 80s when I was playing hockey, it wasn't like that. You had to produce, you know? So some of these guys right now are wearing me thin. They're getting on my nerves. And when it becomes predictable, they're not going to do nothing. That annoys me, guys. That's how I felt about Drew Stafford at the end. I felt the same exact way. I remember Drew Stafford, I so desperately wanted him traded. Couldn't stand his number. I couldn't stand his name on his, like it got to that point with me. Certain guys, I just could not stand on the Sabres, you know, like back years ago. Middlestat's becoming one of those guys for me right now. He really is. Olofsson, I've had my run-ins with him. Right now he sucks. He just sucks right now, guys. He's done the thing, you know, the disappearing act again, and it's annoying. He's got 2 goals in 15 games. One of them's an even strength goal. That's it. That's it. Is that worth $4.75 million? I ask you guys, is it? That he can, that, and people say, well, yeah, but it goes by the goals of the season. You're right. You're right about that. But what about if we were in the playoffs and Victor Olofsson went cold on us when we needed him the most? Because let's face it, it gets harder hitting. The guy has 6 hits all year. He's not a player. He's not built for the playoffs. Tell you guys right now, he's not. You know, it's just one of those things that drives me nuts. These things worry me because I kind of had Olofsson pegged at 35, 40 goals this year. And right now, I'm thinking 25, 30. Unless he goes in a long-ass slump again, guys, like he did last year. Then we can take that mentality that many of us had. Oh, well, he hurt his wrist. Well, explain this year. 1 even strength goal in 15 games. Please explain. Because as much as you might like Victor Olofsson, he's not producing. I mean, are you a Sabres fan or not? I am. I care if players on this team are producing. If they're not producing, and they're repeat offenders of doing this, I want to move them. Really. You got a guy that's laid 6 hits all year, 1 even strength goal in 15 games, and he looked good. When Olofsson started this season, guys, he looked good. He looked good. Then we hit, that when we hit our losing streak, he was useless. Useless. So was Okposo. Useless. These guys were basically invisible. That whole losing streak. Well, I know Okposo was hurt too, to his defense. But guys, come on, At some point, we've just got to say enough is enough, and we got to move some of these guys out. Really, I know they won't trade Okposo. They named him captain. He's a shoo-in. But Middlestat, I don't see any reason to keep him around still. Look, he's got decent enough numbers that you can move him out. Like, I don't get why we're still hanging on to him. What's with the love affair and giving everybody 50 chances? I don't understand the Sabres sometimes. Just make a move. Okay, and it won't hurt the team. It just won't hurt the team moving out Middlestat. In the last game, how do you, in a 9-goal game, not register a point if you're a forward? How? Even Krebs scored a goal, for God's sakes. I don't get it. Anyway, I'm frustrated, as you can tell, with some of these guys. I am. But those 3 in particular, and you can toss Bryson in there. He's pretty much sucked all year. I mean, this is why he's leading the team in minus. He's another one. Please, that'll be the last small defenseman you'll ever see on the Sabres. Once he's moved out, and he will get moved out. I'll tell you right now, he will get moved out. Or we won't win a Stanley Cup with guys like that. Once we move these guys out, you'll never see a guy under 5'11" again on our blue line. Not during the Adams era, no. He's not going to go get some little guy in defense again. It's not happening. 5'11" should be the bare minimum on the blue line. In this day and age, it's a big league now. Come on. I would put Bryson as a forward and see what he can do, because he's terrible on defense. I mean, he can move the puck, but he has a bit of bite. He's a little guy. Put him on forward. That's where the little guys in the league prosper. I would try him out. Put him on, try him on the 4th line. I don't know, experiment with it. Granato, goodness, he managed to turn Tage into a beast. You might have a 25-goal guy here if you put him on the wing. You just don't know, Anyway, guys, I just wanted to, rant this morning, because it bothers me that some guys are just really coming into their own, and other guys are doing squat. Nothing. Okposo's got an empty net goal all year. His cap hit is $6 million. I don't care how good of a leader he is. He's not worth it. Move him. He's not worth it. He's not helping us win by just being a good leader. We have leaders on this team. I've said it before. We have leaders. We don't need Kyle Okposo eating up $6 million of cap if this is what we're going to get from him. We need him to show up. Really, I'm getting out of patience like I was with Okposo 2 years ago. So, so we need him. We need Olofsson. We need Middlestat. We need Bryson to all do something tonight. Those are the 4 I'm going to be watching. And if none of them even register a point between the 4 of them tonight, I'm going to probably be livid in my evening video. So be prepared. I will be. I'm getting to that point right now. And I'm tired. I was doing a lot of moving, so I'm tired and miserable too. So that counts in. All right, guys, done. Sabres, go get them. I want to see these guys that I singled out. I want to see those 4 guys do something tonight. I want to see all 4 of them get a point tonight. So we'll see what happens. See in the post game, guys. I'll probably be on. I want to check the echo in here because it does sound a little different. Maybe I'm just not used to it yet. See you tonight, guys.